Hi everyone and welcome to this third game of our Skytear World Cup. We're going to stream again between Kirito and Tufon. This is a loser bracket game, which means whomever loses this game is out of the World Cup. I believe Kirito is playing a blue composition, and Tufon, yeah, mainly blue and 2 green characters, and Tufon is playing mainly a full green composition with the 1 new blue characters that synergizes with green. So I hope we're going to see this one on board. We haven't seen it yet, so that would be interesting. And players are starting with the die roll. We're going to add the interface pretty quickly. There we are. So the win conditions are Tactician, win a control token 6 times, and double kill, defeat 2 heroes with the same hero within the same activation. I haven't seen who's won the toss though. Yeah, I'm going to try to show the stack just in case they've activated it. If they haven't, so we see Kirito going first player with the flags, and he's placing Brilver, which is absolutely no surprise. Also, I should share the channel in the content so people can join if they want to see the game. So yeah, since they're still discussing. And on the opposite side, we've got Lakali, if I'm not mistaken. She's a bit weird in red, with Kotlik. Yeah, Lakali and Kotlik, and then Kirito answers with his own Lakali. And Zakol. Outsiders are Lords of the Ancestry for the Dome 3 and Lords of the Ancestry for the Dome 2, so no surprise here. It's like 2 very anti-aggro outsiders, because you can't provoke the beast on them. I mean, you can, but it's very irrelevant. And they basically do very little by themselves. And Tufon is playing Nelaknen as his 3rd hero, and his side pick is going to be... I haven't seen actually what was the side pick for Kirito. I guess it's Frail. No, it's Shield. No, I actually don't know. Yeah, it is Frail.
I believe it is Frail.
Yeah. And it is Nantaka, which is not surprising for Tufoni, because then, like, once you've got a lot of minions, she's very scary in that 1-lane map. So sorry, we do a bit of a setting complications as usual. I'm here with Might History. Hi.
Howdy.
So you've been streaming a few
And
games. Did you saw those players playing already?
excuse me.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just asking if you've seen those players playing a game already in one of the previous streams.
Yes, I was able to actually catch them. I'm quite excited to see it. Something pretty curious about this is that double Lord of Ancestors. So what we have now is what you would normally see is pretty control heavy matchup from these heroes, but with both domes having Lord of the Ancestors, you can recover that lane one pretty easily if you're able to take both.
Yeah, it's possibly going to be pretty tedious to have this controlled token moving forward, actually. Like, if everyone gets one dome, then it's going to move forth and back quite a lot. The thing is, like, if minions accumulate, I see Tophon composition being super scary because if that Nantaka comes into play,
hmm
she's going to wreck people.
And with that, we can, especially with double kill being the objective on the table, we can see him maybe playing pretty aggressively with that Nelliclin,
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
to push forward for early damage and okay with them dying because non-toxic can pop onto a
Yeah, and you've got
maybe
like
4 or 5 minion field.
yeah, and you've got the Court Lake also who's going to like drop pillars, and if your opponent counters your Unburial rights in some way, you just don't remove them, and then Court Lake does remove them for an insane skirmish. So like there is quite a lot of possibilities on his side. Brilvo just by himself is not that scary,
hmm
especially if you've got Nelactin to deal with him. I think like it's okay. He might make Kotlik much less of a threat. It's going to be like a bit annoying to deal with him.
So what's interesting here is I actually don't know if Kirito is running any ways to stop that Umburial rights from hitting.
I think it's a yellow card, so like he's gonna
Yeah, so I don't think he
be
would even
yeah
have the option here.
he won't be able to play it. Yeah, definitely not.
But with him running both Tlakali and Zakol, I could very well see him also playing for that same game here.
Yeah, yeah, it's totally. So we see Dreams of Told being discarded. So that's like
Mm.
yeah, two of them. So like put and remove a pillar.
Oh,
And the
and a
Gathering
Gathering
Storm.
Storm
So
here.
like the Nelakan has a drawing package apparently.
And we also see the Imperial rights discarded over here for Kirito, which could potentially mean he has another one in hand, or maybe he doesn't want to play for that setup on turn 2.
I think on turn two, with only two green heroes, it's gonna be a bit complicated. Because like you're
Yes,
gonna have
exactly.
yeah, you have to have like 4 pillars. Yeah, 4 pillars is already good though. Like plus 4 million is pretty sick. Unless a stone barricade thrown away from Gen 1. Your opponent doesn't have like too
Yeah.
many melee heroes, so I think that makes sense. Could be
Yeah.
one, yeah, could be one more pillar for your Unburial though. Maybe he's
He
going
could.
to yeah, go on,
He
sorry.
does probably running Dreams for Tlakali on turn 1 so that she can save her activation and still be able to save minions here.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. We see yeah, Bruvla could also be playing a safe chord actually. Because the positioning
Yeah,
kind of tells about that. Like move attack, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. They don't use the stack, so I'm just gonna hide it.
and there we go with that Dreams comes out for Tofona just to
Yeah,
soak that damage.
I think with double kill on board, it's not too much of a problem if your track alley starts to be damaged. Like if you start chipping away the track alley of your opponent.
hmm
The real problem here is that once she dies, it's an Antaka coming in, which I mean can be quite a problem.
Yes.
I really feel like that character isn't too good on the 2 lane because it's much more affordable to just like ignore her as long as
hmm
or just like makes her lane not go so well and then she's irrelevant in her lane and she's irrelevant in her dome and she's pretty much a wasted character in terms of opportunity cost, but like on that one
Yeah.
lane she's absolutely sick.
And interestingly, with her being a melee hero and having her ability tied to that attack, she actually can have trouble both maintaining aggression and maintaining a push in her lane at the same time. She really wants someone else there, possibly someone like it's a Kali to
Yeah,
help push it. So on Ashen, you always have everybody there together.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, so that was a plus 3 flip on the Brova attack, so like this 5 damage
Uh,
tanked by like only to save 1 million. It's a lot. I think we've seen both players placing a pillar, right?
Yes, and so with you have Kirito placing that Dreams out of range of impacting any Tlakali plays, but also in line of sight of his Brovar. With him securing the center position, he should be able to have line of sight to pretty much any pillars that go up if he's planning for a later Imperial Rights.
Yeah, definitely, that's true. So we see 1 minion killed by Tofun's luckily, so like that's a slight advantage already.
Mm-hmm. And he takes a lead from deck here as well.
Yeah, which is pretty straightforward. I'll try to get a bit closer from the board for players. We see Zako going next. It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, from the point you haven't played your luckily. Maybe you want to keep that Zako as last activation to try to push someone out of a control token. Because like
Yeah, because they're going to be wanting to spend actions on worships here. So having Zakol would be able to move skirmish and potentially get somebody pushed out. Though he might be wanting to save his Tlakali's worship for something a little better
yeah, also
than setting up a Zakol play.
yeah, also maybe the one thing is that you might actually not want to push your opponents into the dome because I'm not too sure you want to offer them the ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
We see Zakol killing minion with a pillar effect and then moving into the dome. I mean, from Tufun's side, like Nalaklen here is no pretty obvious to play, right? Like you go into that dome, you attack Zakol, and you lead.
Yeah, I don't really see, unless he has.
I mean, he might have a better idea, but the thing is, like, if you don't do it now, you're gonna have to.
You have to predict what he's going to be doing with that Tlakali here.
The thing is, like, your opponent has the flex, so like, if he has the presence in hand, he can kind of chooses which dome he takes. So like, if you go with Nelaklen and you lead even by just from the deck, you forces him to do something here with that Lakali.
Mm-hmm.
So you know
Yeah, there we see it.
you know you're gonna lose it, but like at least you're mobilizing that Lakali who was supposed to use the presence somewhere to have a better effect.
And we see it 2 get flipped off of that to take a decent chunk out of that Zakol.
Yeah, it's 5 damage already. 5 sounds like the magic number when you're attacking, right? It's the amount of damage you want to be dealing.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 is still decent, but ideally, if you deal 5, it's really good. Especially with a mage, you're not expecting much.
Yeah, getting those 5s out of the Nelliquin is very impactful. Oh.
So I guess now you have to decide whether you're going to ensure that you get that dome on lane 2 or try to get that one on lane 3. But in both cases, you're losing the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's going to go for the top
to...
one. So you could afford not to use the flux and you just lead from hand, and then your opponent has to do the same to deny you the outsider.
Yeah. Looks like we might be seeing him take a lead from deck here.
No, he's
and
playing the
pops the
presence.
flex.
Yeah, so he's going to take the lead from the deck, very likely.
Oh, he's going to
Storm.
drop a Gathering Storm.
That's very surprising, actually.
So this will actually make leading from hand a little bit more secure in terms of card advantage here. He's not going to be having to worry about emptying his hand out with already leading from hand in the control point 1.
Yeah, on one hand I agree, but on the other one it's like the flex that you burn for that and you don't have the bonus control. So like your opponent can just like get in and compensate and the outsider no one takes it. But you force your opponent to play one more card though. That is going to be from hand, so it's okay.
I have to assume with Kirito running blue-green that his second turn flux opportunities in terms of big 3-mana cost would probably only be your maybe sinkholes and chasms, which are impactful nonetheless, but I don't know if that is necessarily what he would want to save that for.
Yeah, that's true. I mean that can also be like turn 2 additional pillar into Unbury Your Lights.
Yes, that's true. But we do see he set up pretty strong here with leads in the first, in the center and in his dome or dome number 3 over there. And Tofone puts Kalik into dome 2 to secure it with a lead from deck as well.
Yeah, I think.
Looks like we're resolving the lanes here.
Hmm.
Oof. Tofone loses it by 1 off of the lead from deck.
Which is actually not too bad, because like if you get the outside, you
Yeah.
just push the token away. But like in terms of minion count, though, that's going to be a bit of a problem.
So we are actually going to see the that Lord of Ancestors kind of cancel each other's ability to push. So with Tofone, he's kind of forced to use that ability if he doesn't want to get it then nullified by Kirito's Lord of Ancestors.
You're going to spawn a minion, right? You're playing Nantaka, so
Yeah, so he's forced to move that control point though, so that he can still be within tower range after Kirito activates his outsider.
Well, I mean, it doesn't change anything from his perspective, actually, because like it's going to be either where it is or one closer to his nexus, so it doesn't change anything. Does that make sense?
Yes, but he'll be activating first. So if Tofone chooses not to, then Kirito will move it out.
But Kurito is playing in blue, right? So like he would move it in closer to the top nexus, right?
Yes. Oh
I mean,
my goodness, I had them mixed up.
I mean,
Them
unless
taking each other's
yeah,
domes kind of got a little weird here.
yeah, it was a bit weird. I agree.
To both of them clearing out a couple of and it's actually very weird how these two lords kind of cancel each other out, as they both can spawn a minion, defeat a minion, and then shuffle that control point up and down.
Yeah,
So they're primarily going to just serve as obstacles on the battlefield here and points towards tactician.
yeah, which also means like whomever is going to not get one at some point is going to get a huge disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kyoto is just like moving the token back, getting his minion back, and attacking one, I guess.
And we get to see essentially the state that we had at the very beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, which is pretty weird. Like, Kirito is gonna have to. I mean, if you can play a good sinkhole here with your I know you don't have the flex anymore, so yeah. Yeah, Lagally is
And
going
so
for
he's starting
here.
with Takali.
Move, no skirmish. Yeah, flipping onto his opponent Lagally, because it's always yeah, but
And
no
he
damage.
pings off her armor.
Yeah. I mean, with that kind of deck, you're kind of used to not always flip something relevant, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see Tsukale possibly set up a
I'm
worship here to
I'm
protect her
actually
other two minions.
super surprised he didn't start it with Brother. Like you move, skirmish, and worship into the dome, and you get Nelaklin and Kotlik being stick dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
because you can like move aside. Yeah, you move aside Zackle, you skirmish, resolve onto Nelaklan and worship, and then they both have to waste an action on you.
Oh, and he drops the Bewitch here.
Oh, that's nice. That's -1 minion, +1 minion for himself. That's pretty good. The Nantaka plan isn't going in the right direction so far.
Yeah, Kirito's actually got a very strong push here, and he's already got the advantage on Tactician, so he's not too worried about these Dome 3 here, with you see him moving Tlakali out of it.
Yeah, and also he has the token in his favor, which is like he's not even not even like if he loses it, he doesn't even lose anything on the Nexus or anything, like just maybe some minions. And if he gets it, then potentially he could do some damage.
And a slide comes out of Tlakali here
That's interesting.
for
What?
Tofone.
Oh yeah, for Tiffany. Okay, yeah, pushing her away. Yeah.
So Tlakali did not lead, but she did lose her Bewitch here.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
Like,
we'll probably get to see Kirito here getting control of Dome 3 potentially.
that's probably worth 2 minions now. Like your opponent has played a card, you don't lose a minion.
And
He doesn't.
so it looks like Kirito's taking a move to keep his Tlakali influencing the lane.
I guess it's because he
Very concerned about keeping those pillars in line of sight.
Yeah. She hadn't. Oh yeah, she had worship though. So yeah. That kind of tells he has no card to drop a pillar though, right? Because like, if he had one,
Yes.
he could stay in the dome and just drop it.
So we haven't seen a stone barricade flipped from him either, but we did see the dreams played on turn 1. So it's possible that besides those dreams, he might not have anything left.
Yeah, and he threw away a stone barricade during the mulligan, which is a bit surprising, honestly. Like because here that would have been useful. You could have kept your Tlakali into that dome, late from the deck, and then you're like, okay, fine.
Well, his Tlakali was out of mana though. That's the problem, I guess.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Because
yeah,
of the Bewitch that she got stopped.
Yeah, that's true. Ignore me.
So we see Tofone over here deciding on who to activate.
I guess you go with Kotlik, because you don't want him to be negated by Brulve.
And he does go with Kotlik here.
Yeah. So moves, attack a minion, and worship, I guess?
I would assume so, or possibly put down a lead.
Yeah, he could also lead, yeah, that's true. But his Tlakali might also lead. She's in position for doing something like attack, lead, and worship.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Zackle has any way to push her. Like, he's too far away. Wait, what? Okay, he resolved the skirmish on the Lord of the Ancestors. And flipped a 1 against the 1 armor, so nothing specific happened.
And that's why Brovar stays in the center.
Yep, saved the minion.
So interestingly, he chooses to play the underground tunnels here rather than take any damage onto his Tlakali. But he's possibly played his hand in regards to a potential Bewitch.
He might also know that he isn't going to throw away too many cards before the end of the turn. So he might be a bit worried about not throwing one away and prefers to use a card rather than some HPs.
And we see a worship come down for the end of Kotlik's activation here, providing his own Tlakali protection of 2 of those minions.
The thing is, like,
I guess they were both already protected by Kirito's pillars, so
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of who you protect at that point. For him, it's a matter of how many pillars you've got on the board. Because
Mm-hmm.
what Kirito doesn't have, that Tofun has, is that if the game starts going a bit in length, Tofun really has the possibility to wipe out some people out of the board very quickly. So I
Yes,
think that,
either through that Nantaka coming in or through a late game Kotlik play.
yeah, exactly. So like that might also be the reason why you choose to underground that minion away rather than having Tlakali losing too much HP.
So we're going to see Brovar move here, it looks like. Hmm.
Attacking Tlakali. Okay. It's a 4
Ooh,
1 free damage.
what's the
Oh no,
2?
that's the pillar. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's good. He maintains his opponent pillar to a low count, like which means the Unburial Right isn't going to have too much of an effect. And even Kotlik remains rather non-scary at that point.
And at this point, if Kirito is able to maintain control of that lane 1, he doesn't actually have to clear all of those minions, since he can just slowly chip away at that Nexus and kill off the minions at the end of the hero phase.
Yeah, exactly.
And we see Tlakali take a hit for 3 on that minion.
The thing here is Tofone composition is much scarier than Kirito's one, but nothing that happens on the board is setting up for what he needs for that composition to actually unleash its potential later down the line.
Mm-hmm. So interestingly, Tofani could try to go for a double dome play here instead, seeing as he can only lose that middle lane by 4, I think, presuming he leads with a 3.
Well,
It
yeah, but
might,
Zako hasn't played yet, so
yeah.
I mean it could be 5, but yeah, it's not necessarily very interesting. You're correct.
So we do see him take a lead in dome number 3 up here, getting into a safe spot in that cover hex.
Yeah.
So he is no longer able to protect any of his minions, so Kirito has free reign here with Sakol to pop one and potentially move in and attack another.
Yeah, it could kill 2, which would be quite of a problem, honestly. If you kill 2 here, you would be potentially dealing 3 damages to the Nexus, right?
Mm-hmm. So we do see Sakol start with a move.
I mean, that's definitely what I
Probably,
would do if I were Kirito.
yeah, retake that center position that Brovar had previously had, possibly.
The one thing is, if you lose both domes, then your control token is moving twice away, which basically
Yes.
means next turn you do nothing. Oh, sorry, yeah, but it's gonna move forward before, so no,
Yes.
ignore me.
The real benefit is that the is Tofono will be able to stabilize with 4 minions on the board at the start of the next round.
Yeah. Yeah, and potentially Kirito will lose some to the outsiders' attacks.
So we do see him move in and attack one of them. And let's see if he decides to go for the worship here as well.
I think you kind of have to.
Oh, Brovar playing a Dreams. Maybe with an Imperial Rights coming down from Zakol here. The stone barricade from Kotlik. So I'm not sure what this stone barricade is actually stopping here.
Nothing, I believe.
Unless he's setting up for Nelaquin to play his own Imperial rights right after this.
Possibly. Yeah, there is. I'm not sure why you don't worship first, because like you can kill a minion, remove and put a pillar, and then you do the Imperial rights, and you have like the same number of pillars,
Yeah.
and you kill the minion. My god, that board state is so messy. Like no one can skirmish anyway, because like there is things everywhere. A good dragon punch here would be good.
Oh, so he had already worshipped. He had moved, worshipped, and now he's playing his attack.
Oh yeah, okay. I missed it. I think.
And so we do see him remove one more minion. So now having a looks like 8-1 minion advantage here. Putting a big threat on the Nexus if Tofane doesn't have an Imperial rights of his own.
Yeah, that's quite a discrepancy. Yeah, that could be game actually. Like if you don't have an Imperial rights, you could lose here.
And he puts down the presence.
So no Imperial
And a
rights.
lead from Derek.
He's gonna move, right? He has to move. Oh no, he already has the Black Alley with a lead from the deck. So. Yeah, but you don't know if it's a free, and if it's not, you might just lose. So you have to move. Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Well, Tokali's in Dome 3, so she's not even influencing this lane.
Yeah, that's the other one. That's the one from Kirita.
So we're seeing 11 plus a lead from hand, possibly 14 out of Kirito here.
Yeah, that looks a lot like a very, very good position to be in for Kirito, right? It's actually pretty scary.
So Tofone is going to attack one of these minions, put that down to a 13 for Kirito.
That honestly looks super scary on that map. Like, how do you deal with so many minions? Like, with turn
So
2,
I think
you don't even have an AoE to get rid of them.
I think what's kind of weird here is now that the fact that Tofone had played for those domes, how he did, putting 2 heroes into Dome 2 and kind of losing a little bit of action in the center, seemed to hurt him a bit since the you don't really get any efficiency out of those Lords of Ancestors.
Well, you get it too late, basically,
when the
game is over. Because like here, I really don't see how he survives. Like he's at 1, 2, 5. He's at 5. Like he won't survive. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that was actually a pretty short one. Like this Unburial Rights was just like completely sick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to put some Barring the Way back into my deck. I'm gonna have to. That's just way too scary.
Yeah, on Ashton Pass, it's so particularly threatening since often on turn 1 you have 0 incentive to put any pillars in the dome.
Yeah.
Unless you're going for that specific Sokol play.
Yeah, and like the lane is so much shorter. It's like half the size of the lane on the 2 lane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of not true, but you don't have the tower to tank for you for a whole turn. See?
So I believe these are actually our only 2 people bringing Lord of the Ancestors to the tournament. So it's a little unfortunate that they were having to bump into each other and hit those lords against one another. Especially in losers where they just cancel each other out.
Yeah, that's part of the pairing things, like, it's not always the funniest. Like, the pair is not always the one you'd like to see.
Hmm.
Well played for Kirito. Congratulations to Tofu, and obviously to have one so far already. It's quite a solid performance. Obviously, like, don't forget that this is like the top 20 to 25 players in the world. Like, they're very, very good.
Oh yes, of course.
Thank you very much for having followed this match. Thank you very much for co-commenting, my guys. And don't leave us. We're gonna pick another one as soon as we've got one. And I don't know yet which one it's gonna be, and I don't know when it's gonna be. But we're gonna try to get that not too late and get the information back. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Have.
of
See you
course.
later.